found a recipe for himself that works out really well as a dominant individual player. Now that we're going to get a fast play here toward A. They did get some intel that one player was going to be hanging out toward B. Shinobi going to be a problem solver here inside of Heaven, as Calypso is going to be playing flank duty. I quite like this play.
Oh, this is great because you had two players being very aggressive from C9. That's Tens and Mitch, who tried to push up on the flank at A. They have no idea Calypso's behind him. Calypso's going to call it out. We got someone in short. So early pressure there is going to set up a headshot. Now it's going to be Tens pushing from long.
But they know where the last two targets are going to be here. 3v2. The favor does go to Cloud9. They're going to be playing right inside of this. Paranoia could probably be the difference maker here. A great updraft is actually going to give him a little bit of a distraction. They got half there, and Envy, what a play!
Wow.
As Mame and Calypso coordinate to be able to retake the site after losing it. That was beautiful.
Calypso, the hero of the round. The late lurk finds the first pick on Tens, I should have said. Mummy, though, is able to follow up the Paranoia perfectly. The updraft gets him into position to see all three players retreating. Calypso doing massive damage in this opening round. Look at this teamwork coming in.
Yeah, the fact that he gets two Paranoias there in a pistol round when you're trying to retake the site that you just took, that's a fat Paranoia. I love that stuff. Now it's going to give Envy a little bit of an advantage here as they will be in the anti-eco. Tens did buy a Sheriff, so look for him to maybe have some impact here in round 2.
Keep your eyes on Mitch in garage. He got very aggressive on the jet in the first round. Will that continue? Are they going to keep their jet in that location? Relics the Rays kind of soloing A, and after not seeing anything, they're going to stack up in the middle.
I think his play in garage, Mitch, is in case someone gets through, right-click and then steal the gun, go back around and then provide some more support. Envy don't want to give him the freedom to do so.
And it's interesting to see the Cypher traps this round from the attacking squad. Last time you saw, okay, two players got behind us. How do they do it? Well, let's make sure we got it on lock. Trap at A, trap watching your back at C. Now you're going to full commit on the C site going up long where you have the advantage at range. Mummy is going to scout out with his tailwind, finds the first pick, or he won't. Vice holds strong for not too long, though. Akis chimes in, and it's going to be Spike being planted with the three remaining defenders, trying to figure out how do we retake with just classics.
And they're not going to give Mitch much of an angle here to work with. As soon as any kind of footsteps start to come through on the defender side, that curveball will handle that. Calypso does need to be careful about that, though. And that's the reason why you have Akis watching his back on the garage. Caboose, though, does push this now. Two players stuck by the defender side as that player did wrap around. This is a possible opportunity for them here. Tens is still going to be alive, but Akis is going to end that one as fast as it started. And he'll take a Sheriff, too, just for good measure.
I love that skin on it. Show me the cherry blossoms all day. Akis has got his loadout. Spectre, Sheriff.
I'm a Nebula fan.
We're going to see Mummy upgrade to the operator here. And so it's just Akis who's going to keep the SMG. Everyone else, AR or better. And it's half armor on Finesse and Caboose as they afford their AR of choice.
So start here for Envy. An A hit is going to be the recipe for them at the beginning. Trying to get some intel. Mitch, an aggressive play. Three players there as well. Did Calypso get the intel, or did he just see the snipe? Because I don't think he saw that the Cypher and the Reyna were going to be there as well. Otherwise, I think they'd be moving a little bit faster here, but they are committing.
And Relics is in a really cheeky position here as the Rays. He invested the blast pack to get up. You don't always expect it, especially after seeing that the jet was over on the C site. You think that box is likely going to be clear, but Mummy's just going to hold the angle. The Paranoia could set up the push, and we'll see when Calypso decides to release the dark cover. There's the first.
Send that nade down. Here's a Paranoia for response. They're not committing quite yet, and Shinobi's not quite sending that Paranoia. He didn't feel good about it, so he saves that one.
And they're all rotating, Golden Boy. Everyone is dipping here. Spike in hand. Turret has been watching their back. That's the bonus of the Killjoy. Alarmbot has made sure no one jumped into windows, so you don't have to worry about that either. And they're going to slowly work their way right into the reticle from Mitch, who has been holding this angle for 30 seconds.
And they're not going to give it to him. They don't want to give any kind of intel, and that slat in the garage door, it's kind of common. But now they're going to have to make a play. Mitch continues to commit to this here. They'll get this spike down. Now, no sages in order to block walls. You have to rely purely on the smokes. But the spike is down, and they're going to disengage right outside. In the back, though, you have an Omen watching, waiting. Calypso perhaps can be a bit of a difference maker in here. He's in an island by himself, Puckett, but if he gets 1-2, that's a plus.
Finesse has been such an annoying player to go against as well. He kept Mitch holding that angle for so long. Distraction out in the mid. Now Mitch has to get onto site with the operator. Short range sniping, always fun to watch. Mitch is going to find the up close and personal injection of Aegis, but the spike still not defused after the last kill lands. It will be Cloud9 with a critical round 3 win as they are on the scoreboard and Envy is broke.
So the response there, because they didn't really have much control. You're putting a lot of work on Calypso, but it goes back to the fact that they saved the paranoia from that. Had they gotten the paranoia out on the A push, that would have been beautiful for Envy, because then Calypso can continue to live in the back and Gong. They don't have many options to try and clear it out. You'll have to rely on nades, like something, which they already use as a matter of fact. So I think the credit goes to Shinobi there for holding on to the utility when it mattered the most. Envy's going to do the same thing here. Oh, actually, I stand corrected. They're not going to go for it, but instead we're getting aggression from Cloud9 and A main. I like it.
Mummy is going in raw with just a classic. He's going to try and save up for the operator next round, so look for Mummy to try and pull off a miracle behind a paranoia from Calypso as they're working their way cleanly onto site at C. Tens is going to hold there with Vice, though, as the middle of the map has been shut down for now.
I will actually question that dark cover that came through, because it ended up blocking that flash, and he just held the angle the entire time. C9 should be able to wipe the floor with the remaining members here of Envy, unless maybe there could be a bit of a change here. 4v2, they get the spike down, they'll get some cash. Calypso does die. At least they were able to get the money out of that one. But yeah, I think that there is a bit of a timing issue there, because that flash either was going to handle whoever was watching in the corner, and then they would take Garage. But Tens held that angle the entire time. He was never really going to be stopped there. The dark cover, he was going to commit to it no matter what.
Tens got 2 kills within a meter that round.
Yeah.
Those players were right in his face, and he is able to flick over to the head, finish off the job. So now we've got a 2-2 score. Envy back on rifles. Another big round of fair fight here. You got to think the bank is looking clean for Cloud9. Can we check the economy right now? Okay, yeah, so you got 5,000 saved up on Vice and Relics, basically. They're going to be set regardless of the outcome here. But Envy, not only do they want the round win, they want to make it as expensive as possible.
I think they're going to go for the aggression again. It worked out in that last round. I think it's going to be the case here as well. Mitch is going to lead the charge with this, and he can do it because he's a jet.
Mitch has been bouncing around from site to site to site. You've seen him at Garage. You've seen him holding down Long C. Now, backing up Relics at Long A. The flash comes out, though, and Mummy is going to find Mitch at the same time. So clean picks from Envy means A has been opened up. The rotation is already there. But with the spike back in spawn, this tells me that Envy, they're not full committing yet.
They're not. Shinobi backs up. He's going to encounter a finesse here in a moment. He did not see him cross, so he is not aware. He will check the corner, but this is going to be really beautiful. No, he doesn't check the corner. He's just going to let him pass through. That's going to give him enough time. And Neural Theft now is going to activate. A is wide open. They're going to see the information. B is also available for them as well. You got 2 players left alive. They're going to split this one up.
Spike does land as the shot goes just wide left of the planter. And Tens is going to try and break through, but his Lear doesn't pop in time, and Calypso is waiting for him on the other side. Envy, after getting the early picks, they just reroute to straight mid, get this spike down with some great dark covers from Calypso, and Envy is looking at taking this game back in their control. But you got to break C9 in back-to-back rounds. We mentioned making it expensive. They are hunting for this operator.
Yeah, if they can manage to pick this up, it'll be nice for them here. And Caboose, he's been so great throughout the entirety of this day. I think they also scooped up that op. Yes, they did.
So that'll go back to Mummy right away. And does Mitch have money for an operator on the opposing side? Yes, he will. And they will have plenty to work with moving forward, as Relics has been quite clean staying alive outside of that round. At least with the weapons. Now let's take a look at what the plan is here from Envy. At the start, you got the turret, as usual, watching you back on the A flank. You set up some early tripwires over at C. Are they going to go for the early mid pressure again?
They have so many ults. Both teams, by the way, 8 ults are going to be online here. You would like to see some use out of this. If you're, Cloud9, you could, if they get aggressive, you blade out. Hasn't used it yet. I'd also like to see a detain potentially being used here, the Killjoy ult.
I think it's going to be a run it back setup from the Phoenix with Mummy overlooking his shoulder. Let's see if that's what they pop here. A little bit of noise being made in the mid. Did anyone hear that Omen dark cover going out? They're now going to hear the ultimate as the information is being gathered by Shinobi. He sees nothing down C. That means that your Rays can start cheating. And Relics will be rejoining the rest of the squad in the middle of the map, and that's where they're going to run into Envy, who is on the rotate back from A.
Yeah, I think Calypso did hear, may have gotten the sound cue that he was at C. But Tens is going to push this one out, and he can actually rotate all the way back because he uses that dismiss to bring him back into a safer position here. This was an expensive round for C9, by the way, just a note. I don't think that Tens had all of his equipment there available to him. Caboose flies through with the run it back, and 1 kill, that is beautiful for a run it back state.
16
You'd want that every time.
plant.
Yeah, they got to make a move here, though, Puckett. They have to make a play, and Vice can actually be the one to ruin this here as he holds the angle down. He's going to try and see if he can win this one out now as the plant's going to come through. He's going to get this, and that's going to stop them. Envy managed to thwart themselves because of time. Time was their enemy, and C9, Vice just needed to play the angle, and he did it.
Calypso's able to gather the ops, so a small victory at the end, but the scoreboard will show you Cloud9 gets the bonus in the cash. They're going to be able to buy up to, looks like, yeah, the Bulldog armor buy is in. So both teams in a rough spot financially. Envy in a better place, but it should be a near fair fight with the exception of Finesse. And I'm kind of surprised that they don't have Mummy just, I guess he popped his ult last round, so not available, excuse me. Ignore that thought.
Oh, look at the way Tens is taking space here. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to queue off the alarm bot. So he'll just stay here for the time being.
And they kind of know this. Aegis has been putting it in the same spot every game.
Yeah, but
not just every round,
comfort.
every game.
It's giving them comfort. So he sees one, doesn't go for the shot. This is 100%. He's given the communication that with the, and it's only the lurker, right? So you're like, they're not quite bought into this yet, but he hasn't really made the move. He has info, but this is going to be the push.
Routes with the grenade. How much damage does it do? No one is going to push into his blast pack. Instead, it's again Caboose breaking onto site, finding the first headshot of the round.
Cue it. They have no idea that he's behind them. Oh, but no! Oh my goodness! I thought that Tens had it. I thought Tens had the kill.
What a play from Finesse. The Ultra Lurk with the Ghost. He will be put down though by Mitch. And will Cloud9 try and work some magic here? A 2 versus 4 for Vice and Mitch, and you saw the cash before the round. Everyone basically dirt poor.
I almost feel like if Tens gets the kill, it makes Envy paranoid, and then they push up and make some mistakes, but that doesn't happen. And the Lurk gets out-lurked by the Lurker.
The lurking McLurkers.
Yeah.
Vice is sitting on 8-4 this game. Want to highlight his defensive play on the Cypher. Really struggled on split. Haven, a much better map for him, clearly. Has a bit more of assistance as well, we should point out. Not just playing deep B alone. On the other side for Envy, everyone chiming in, but it's Caboose you got to look out for in their wins. He has been a monster. I especially enjoy watching him on the attack on Phoenix.
Yeah, he's playing with a certain confidence that we always knew he was capable of. He would oftentimes play Rays, and I think that with the changes to Rays and the style that Caboose likes to play, he'll still play that Rays, right, from time to time.
Yeah, bind and split, he'll mess with it.
Exactly, but he's able to freely get aggressive with Phoenix, and I remember they also, I don't know if they've changed it up, but I know that FNS would play Phoenix on bind. It could be that they've
gone back to the Finesse kind of full-time ciphering. And honestly, I think that's been a big improvement for Envy's game throughout this tournament. But it
easier
looks
to
like we
call.
got a small delay here, so we're going to give our players a second. 4-3 after the first 7 rounds, and it has not been one team jumping out and then the other catching up. It is going back and forth every 2 rounds.
Yeah, it's a very competitive game, and look, you know, let's not sugarcoat it. We didn't expect this at all. Envy got just dominated by Sentinels, and perhaps this speaks better to Sentinels because they did that against Dignitas, who beat TSM not once but 2 times. For any TSM fans out there that are like, oh, it was a fluke. I mean, hey, was it a fluke 2 times? Lightning doesn't strike twice all the time. So I think Sentinels have just been on fire. It speaks very well to Sen in this event. But on top of which, though, I think Cloud9, they can get anti-stratted. They can get figured out. And FNS is certainly going to be the guy to do that. Whether or not, though, they are able to try and pull away some more wins here, they have to get a safe attack round count for defense because they have Killjoy, basically.
Envy trying to hit this one fast as Caboose is lurking for the front headshot. He is just checking every potential corner. Nice predictive rocket as Relix is going to find Caboose. A quick spot coming in there from his Cypher. Shout out. Mr. Vice again contributing, but it's all Relix so far in the kill feed.
That was gorgeous. Gorgeous from C9. And Relix, again, I think when he starts to just play with this mindset of, screw it, I'm just going to go for it, that's when he thrives, man. You saw it happen on Ascent. There were multiple plays, Puckett, but he just said, screw it, I just want to get these shots down. When he does it, it's so clean.
Here's how it went down one more time. The rocket to start things off, and then he follows it off by pushing through the cage, finds Finesse, and then popping back out for a third, setting up Shinobi and Vice to close out the round. Cloud9 ties it back up at 4-4. Will they be able to retake the lead? Looking at the weaponry, it's going to be guns out on both sides again, and a good flank from Tens, but he can't finish the kill in time and could get punished on the retreat.
Yeah, but he weakened so many members of Envy. Even though it is a 3v5, you have 1, 2, 3 members of Team Envy that are very, very hurt.
Yeah, Finesse is, you could blow on him and the man will die. He's your spike carrier as well. So keep your eyes on that red Cypher moving around the back of the team in the middle of the map. Meanwhile, Vice is taking over the same position that Tens was originally in, so they're not expecting this at all. Maleda comes out, Vice gets the info, but he also catches a bullet to the teeth.
So that Killjoy ult is going to be out there mid. She's not able to hold that shot. So Envy had the numbers advantage, but their health was very, very weak. But what they did well there was they traded around for one another, and it always helps, though, when Mame just muzzles someone with an op.
It's interesting to see Cloud9 get that aggro on defense. I don't know if it was needed. I like that Vice slipped in, but for everyone else to fall that quickly, I think they could have been a little bit more patient. We'll see what they do next. Will they just play deep on the sites, or will they try and take it to their opponents again? Looking at the credits again, you're down to just 100 credits in the bank and a light armor buy from Mitch, who does buy the operator to go up against Mummy. First pick is landed by Tens, and Mitch is going to be distracted by it. Mummy and Caboose turn into back-to-back kills. C-site has been opened up. Just Vice to beat here in the back as Caboose runs it back.
Perhaps Vice could play spoiler here. He actually sees to run it back. They know where he is, but he doesn't connect with the shots, and they don't fully invest, by the way, Puckett. So Vice, he was so worried about them playing aggressively. Had he gotten the kill on Jet, would have been awesome. But now FNS, he's been just playing around with his food, and it works out so well. A site's available to them, and this is going to be where they mount their defense.
And that was, you know, all off the back of Caboose's play. The fear of what's happening on C-site draws 2 players out of position. Finesse takes the opportunity to get aggressive and pushes right in, holds his angle, and is rewarded. Not only that, he keeps the site alive for the rest of his team, calls it out, let's plant. They bring it in. They're going to get this one safely, as you cannot afford to contest for Shinobi as well as Vice.
That turret. The turret.
The tickler.
The tickler. Everyone's favorite piece of utility.
Did that thing just do 11 damage to me?
It did.
I hate it.
Well, they're going to hold on to these guns. They have no choice here as the round count continues to dwindle down, going closer to the half. We have 2 rounds remaining after this, but Envy will go up 6-4. And FNS playing so far into A, but there was also just the freedom, right, that he had knowing that Mitch had committed, that they sent, was it 3 players at Long C?
Yep.
So, yeah, Finesse is like, okay, cool. I'll just keep on going here.
Yeah, the Lurky boy just kept working even deeper.
We don't have to do anything else.
All right, 6-4. That's already a decent attacking half for Envy. They're going to have the Killjoy on defense coming up, as well as the Cypher. 2 Sentinels, excellent at individually locking down a site or making one site ultra impenetrable. So we take a look at the C9 defensive setup. Again, it's Mitch with the Operator half armor as he was able to buy up, but his teammate had to sacrifice his AR and will go with a Bulldog instead.
They're going to go right into the garage. It is exposed. It's empty. Tens is right outside. They're hearing some activity inside of this one here, but Caboose doesn't go in with a flash. He just tries to see if he can clear it by himself and got caught with his head on a swivel.
I feel like this is an Empress round if I'm Tens.
Oh, that was nice.
Instead, Calypso just runs right up on site. There's no cover for him, and Calypso finds the first as Aegis trades out Vice. It is C site on lock for Envy again. This has been the weakness for Cloud9 defensively.
FNS needed to get there a little bit faster. Mitch is all the way out by defensive side in no man's land, but he's going to blade out. Perhaps Mitch can clutch this one here. He's going to go in for it, but Aegis is going to stop it in its tracks, and he's going to hit him with a little tactical crouch to wrap it up.
Thanks, buddy. Okay, so not only did you lose that round for Cloud9, you're probably going to lose this final one. We're looking at an 8-4 unless Envy has some slip-ups. Let's take a look at how all went down. Tens trying to deal with 2 angles, gets himself up onto logs, but there's no cross to cover him. And Calypso just walks right in with the trade from Aegis. Spike able to get into position. Relics with a nice peek there, but wasn't able to survive. And then you see Mitch with a chance, but Aegis is there on the trade. Very clean trades coming out of Envy in the previous round.
No ults for them to work around with, though, besides the Empress. Want to keep Tens alive, so he'll get that auto heal, as well as the higher rate of fire.
Finesse going to be your spike grabber this time around, so don't expect a Cypher lurk. They're going to commit somewhere.
No, instead it's going to be Caboose on the lurk at A long. And then you got Calypso working alongside Mame here. Is Mame looking for a pick? Anything that they could find out of this. We're now going to be entering just under 60 seconds here on the round with no clear indication. This is going to make C9 sweat a little bit, but their potential play here is maybe to go for mid. They're still fishing for some information.
Yeah, they've showed us mid 3 times now. Would not be surprised to see it again, but first you got to get through the jet. Mitch able to find Aegis, but that's all the info he has. He heard one other player out in front. It's enough to get the rest of the squad to rotate as they check. CC is clear. They all must be mid. And here comes the defensive setup. They're pinching in from all directions. Relics finds one. Vice is going to check his back just in time to catch Calypso. And now they've got Mummy trapped. This is a great reorganization by Cloud9 defensively.
I also really want to commend Mummy there for the tailwind play, because he did, with the latest update that happened, or not latest, but it was a little while ago, you tailwind and you can disrupt the trap wires. So they use that to their advantage. FNS is going to try and hold this one down, but Mummy now is going to have to clutch this up in a 1v1, and it's Vice who holds it and gives them 7-5 into the half. But Envy, you are very happy with that, given your composition on attack. This was an overall success for them, I would say.
Yeah, 7-5. Final map. Your map pick, of course, based on the domination you showed on Split. It was a 13-4 opening to this matchup. They had a 10-2 lead in Game 2 before coughing up 11 of 12 rounds to the defense, and Cloud9 forces Game 3. But Envy, now we'll find out how strong is their defense. It'll be Cloud9 on the attack, and we talked about the strength of this composition is the fact they have 3 duelists. You got Tens on the Reign of the Blind. You got Mitch to just be so mobile and get in those tricky positions, as well as getting peeks and picks with the Operator. And Relics on his Raze. Hasn't had an explosive performance on defense, but this is where he could shine.
Now, unlike on Ascent, because Haven is such a big map, you really can't group up all the utility on one site. You have to share the love. But what they do is instead of putting a body inside a garage, they put camera trap there to just give some more slow. They also are going to have the alarm bot and the swing potential here for Caboose, as well as the turret to cause even more disruption. It's actually a pretty smart play out of this, whether or not that works out. You have 3 players that are focused here on A, and Caboose might be able to get 1 or 2. So now they got some intel, right? You know that something's going to be going on here.
And TenZ continues to make noise over at C, so there's 3 players holding on this C long, expecting more, and it's just TenZ.
It's ambitious that you're going for the shot, dude.
He's like, please, peek me, boys. I'll even grab this orb in your face.
That is just wild stuff, man.
Oh.
He cannot be stopped. I love pistol rounds, and I love watching TenZ on pistol rounds for that reason. His shot is so clean.
There's no way you fail this if you're Cloud9, right? It's a 2 versus 5.
Not with him shooting like that. It's just not possible.
TenZ going for the ace as he has his 4th target in his eyes. Gonna check around the back, make sure no one is gonna be flanking. Caboose is gonna be called out, so now they have the location of both remaining defenders here in the pistol round.
TenZ is just gonna be waiting in the wings here. They got this guy basically pinned down.
Peekaboo.
That's gonna be number 4.
Give me the ace.
He wants it.
He already dropped him down to 10 HP. You deserve this, TenZ.
You deserve it. He's looking. He knows that he tapped him before, and he's very weak. So he's going to be playing a tight corner. He's assuming that it could end up being inside of the garage. But he's actually going to send it and fly. He's just going to keep jumping and right-clicking. I really respect the fact that he wants the ace so bad. But he's not going to get it here. Big pistol round, by the way, for C9. While I did say before, if you're Envy, you're satisfied with this. Because you're 7-5, you have the lead, you have a good composition for defense. C9 just need 2 wins, and they're right back in this match.
Here's a look at it one more time. After getting the double peek, he cleans up Mummy. A little aggro right there as Finesse is punished, and then a third 1v1 peek. Akis is punished. TenZ doing so much damage. His teammates setting him up for the final one, but nice. But if you're looking at just this week, now Calypso surviving last round means he gets to keep his ghost, but also buy up the half armor. That's the only thing in your favor. You're going to see a shorty on FNS, and there's going to be a 4-man lean, make it 3-man lean, down long C as TenZ finds first blood.
They will have to play the cross here, Caboose and Mame.
No leers for TenZ, though.
Yeah, he opted just to go for the guns, because if he gets a kill, he goes into sight and causes more problems. They also have Gary to work with.
Hey, Gary Bear.
And it is going to point out Mame.
But do they know the location of the Phoenix on the trade? Always have to be aware of Caboose. Caboose, though, with the classic, is going to have to hit double dinks or right-click to the face. This spike, though, is just going to be rotating over as TenZ gets enough information here in 2 sets of footsteps. They know that one of the other sites has to be weaker, and that's going to be the movement by the attacking squad as they go over to A at the start, now looping all the way back to C.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, right? Like, they're contemplating because of the agents that are still available that they can spread out because utility is going to be watching their back. But this will leave Caboose in quite the precarious position here as TenZ easily is able to get the kill. Mame perhaps will get a gun out of that one and look to save this, but there is just no real... they can also just try and...
Mummy's sprinting. He wants to fight here. He had knife out that entire way.
Yeah.
They wanted to go in on a retake.
Problem is, with a 4v2, they have so many angles to play around with.
Classic in a dream, baby.
Dream dead. All right, folks, tied up again. This is Cloud9.
Rifle round.
Yeah, continuing to give us exactly what we want. A great game of Valorant here at the Pop Flash Invitational event. But rifle rounds, Puckett.
Rifle rounds, baby. This is for a spot in the top 3. You go to the winner's bracket or the upper bracket final if you take this position, or you will be matching up against the Sentinels. Top 3 guaranteed $7,500, keeps you in the running for the $25,000 first place prize here in the final NA Ignition Series event of 2020.
Wow, what aggression there from FNS. I think they were kind of confident taking that because they knew TenZ kept going for it so many times. So now that they've punished it once, it does tell them Cypher's there, but they are going to be perfectly fine with that information. Losing TenZ will hurt, but there's still some more work to be done here by C9.
Relix is going to probably clear out garage here, but will he see the camera? Finesse holding 2 positions at once. He's listening at C. He's also keeping eyes with the camera still up, looking over mid.
And Finesse is kind of beaten up there too. There's something to bear in mind. But his job now is just to live in that camera, which he leaves. I think he might have. No, he didn't see Relix at all. Relix hadn't taken the bait yet. He's just juggling the camera back and forth.
He's like, shoot it. Give me information. Okay, they spot him. Camera instantly shot down. No commitment quite yet from C9, but you're running out of time. You saw Envy making this mistake earlier, and they were punished on B. Cloud9 down to 20 seconds. It takes 4 to plant, so you got 15 seconds to act right now, and they gotta go.
Vice is looking for any lurkers in mid. They're going to be going into this one here, and Mummy gets blocked off. FNS has the angle up top, does manage to pick up 1 kill. Vice does pick up the lurker against Akis, which could actually hurt them here. FNS is dangerously weak. There's Relix, beautifully done, but a lot of damage put toward by Mummy is going to weaken Relix a decent amount now as they look to retake this. They have Caboose still alive.
1 bolt in his clip for Mummy. He's going to go with the reload at an awkward time. Shinobi, though, still sitting inside of this dark cover as he's buying time for Relix to get in position. Shinobi goes for the peek. Relix already with 3 this round. Caboose not only healing himself, he is making all kinds of noise to bait it out, and Relix is punished.
Dude, what a play. He tapped it. He put the molly down to make him think that he was just going to go for half. But that was just a great play. Caboose still being alive with a curveball at the end for a retake is dangerous for Cloud9 to deal with. And they finally get a win here on their defense. Perhaps a sign of things to come, Puckett.
And this hurts if you're Shinobi as well. If you have a Phantom, this is a kill. Instead, the Bulldog in the final moments doesn't do enough damage. Caboose survives with 11 health and then is able to clutch up after great curveball. Finds the shot on Relix, who is so low, after picking up 3 kills. Cloud9, they keep it close. They can afford another gun buy. Just a Guardian for Vice. And Caboose, he is going to invest his run it back and get aggressive again on defense. We saw this quite a bit earlier in the series.
Yeah, it forces him all the way back, and it's going to give Calypso more room, more space to play around with, as well as Mummy. Look how far up they are on C-Long, so they don't invest into holding down. Ooh, I did not see that one coming through. That was quite the angle there.
You don't
that
blast
Relix
back
had.
Yourself up onto a box and pre-fire through a wall?
You can't say I've done that a few times, but I'm sure Relix has.
Weirdo. Well done, Relix. Thank you for teaching us all new spots to look out for in matchmaking this weekend. Tens, he's getting aggressive. Dark cover is going to be disappearing here shortly, and he is just going to be hoping there's someone to trigger on that right side of B. Meanwhile, the rest of his buddies are loading up down long A, and they have now cleared onto site. Caboose has got to handle this, and Akis with the judge does his job down low. Rifle is picked up, so they both have weapons to fight here. And Spike's still not planted, so plenty of time for the retake here from Envy.
In the Blaze Wall transition around. He knows that they planted this one back. You got 2 players who are going to be trapped inside of Hell. The Molly's going to try and weed them out. 10 still alive, though. It's going to be a problem. Shinobi gets a kill. Now it's going to be up to Mitch here, bottom of heaven. Tens is going to be wrapping around the side, and if Tens is alive, it is going to be a problem, and that is why Envy, they are respecting this here. They drop back. They think that they're going to be swinging for Hell, but Mitch gets the kill. Now it's just going to come down to 1, and Tens, man, what a play. Mitch and Tens in tandem make magic happen and tie this back up.
Tens coming from the long angle, able to do a lot of damage, but I think Mitch was the key player in that scenario. Doesn't panic with the molly coming at him in Hell. Takes a little bit of damage, but survives, and most importantly, he stays silent. He walks around to the other side of the box, makes his opponents double check the corners, and then he and Tens able to do a little bait and trade there as they each pick up 1 kill to close out round 16. We are all tied up again. Who's going to take the lead this time around? If you're looking at the equipment, it's a heavy favorite here for C9.
Also, not just the equipment, Puckett, but look at what they have available too.
These guns aren't so good.
Yeah, guns, ultimates, I don't think C9 invests anything into this, but when they need to for that next round and start to get this snowball process moving. Envy, though, to their credit, I can see Mame using blades if they think they have an opportunity here,
right.
but it's not. They're going to wait for that first kill. Maybe one of their teammates can pick up a gun, work around this.
A lot of times the Jets will pop their blades right at the start of a round. I do like that he is saving it later. And the attackers, they're just playing this one safe. You don't want to give up anything for free. The eco rounds from Envy have actually been incredibly dangerous. Oftentimes, Cloud9 losing up to 4 players.
Okay, well, here comes the attempt now. They're going to fly in.
Shorty at that range is nothing.
Nope, ain't going to connect with anything. And then FNS is looking to just cause a problem, and he
That
does
range
manage
is
to pick up a
pretty
gun. That actually is big. That's big because now he has a gun inside of this site.
It's a 2v2, or 3v3 rather. 2 players down on each side. Spike is going to be rotating to B, though. And looking at the retake, a Cypher, as well as the Killjoy, potentially a Molly opportunity.
They both have guns now. Oh, Akis dies, but the last 2 members of Envy do actually have guns, and they know exactly where he's going to be, but I thought that Caboose went to pick something up, but it didn't happen. In any case, though, you got that working duo of Tens and Vice to give them the lead. It did make it a bit costly for C9, though. A few players dropped. They also have picked up Neural Theft as well, so that play gave FNS his ult.
Take a look at it one more time.
This kill right
Finesse
here.
plays this one perfectly, in my opinion. Doesn't go for the long-range spray, makes his shot count, and then almost wins that fight to give himself an opportunity on B. Instead, it's Tens with 17 kills controlling this map up to the point. We've got Mitch on the operator once again. There is no answer for that as everyone is on Phantoms. They got to hit 2 headshots.
Oh, they did not see this. They do not know Caboose is here. He's going to have to throw this one off, though, and he gets shot. No, they check the corner, and then Akis isn't there to have his back, so he has to drop back now completely.
Again, Envy wondering, why is Relics there already? Why is he doing this? Relics has been so annoying to play against on the Rays. He's got his showstopper available over at the A site, and he will just try and keep defenders here while the rest of the teammates rotate with the spike. Mitch with the operator, going to be peeking into garage for an angle, and eventually they could be working their way down long C. That's kind of where I expect this attack to go.
Lear 2 does a little bit to kind of mislead Envy, but they don't really take any bait. They're just checking their cameras, they're playing their angles. They cannot afford to lose this round here.
Vanessa's been jumping for the last 40 seconds, so must feel good to let go of spacebar a bit. Just gathering info, and he only saw 1 down, see. It's not enough for the rest of the defenders to rotate. Relic's now trying to make noise. And they've got the info. Everyone pushing through the cage. Finesse calls it out. How does Envy react? The first one there is going to be Calypso, who instantly throws out the paranoia, trying to charge through, spots the tripwire, and wisely backs down.
Just waiting around for one another here for the retake. Tens, though, high rate of fire with Empress. Could be a thorn on the side of Envy. Yeah, I think they're making the call. There's just no reason for them to invest into this. If they do, they're just going to constantly snowball, and it will get worse and worse and worse before it gets better. So they disengage from this. C9 will hit double-digit territory, going up 10-8.
I got to credit the work at the start of the round. Mitch and, of course, Relics on the Rays. Mitch is watching over his shoulder. Relics is able to get super aggro, just holds that W key, gets the first pick on Caboose, who is setting up a curveball. And then after that, they slowly can work their way anywhere around the map. 2 defenders stayed at A, expecting a hit to eventually come in, like C9 has shown. This time, the long wrap to C pays off, as Finesse could only get 1 on the trade. Taking a look at the numbers, we got a new leader on top. Mr. Vice is here again. We already mentioned he is having a breakout tournament, and kills aren't everything, but his Cypher play has been strong. A lot of information garnered from those cameras throughout this series. Always in a position to help out a teammate, as they've been grouping up quite a bit more here on Haven.
Yeah, we always knew that there was a reason why they went with Vice here. Back when there were Tens and friends building this lineup, there was just a lot of juggling of the players. And Relics wins the fight against Caboose again, and also gets that nade kill on Aegis. That is certainly going to sting for Envy here.
2 for 1 for Relics. I'll take it every time.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, Aegis putting away the Sage in favor of the Killjoy. There's not going to be any reses coming in for Envy, so it's just 2 players left as Tens finds another one. Mitch takes down Calypso in the center of the map, and this spike is going to be uncontested over at C. Mummy, the last one alive. Operator in hand, is likely going to go for a save, looking for any exits. Will there be a challenge in mid? That's where Mitch is, around that right corner.
There has to be a change here in the game plan of Envy. This is something that cost them dearly on Ascent. They didn't mix things up when they needed to. Caboose, you've gotten handled on A multiple times now.
Yeah.
Something else. Give us something else here, because A is not working. They know exactly where these players are lining up. I would like to see some kind of change from Envy here and a response, because if they don't do it now, that's it. It's too late.
And it stinks, though, if you're Caboose, right? We gave you so much praise for jumping out to that 10-2 lead because you were controlling the tempo. You were the one starting things off with the run-it backs, hitting them with the curveballs, putting C9 on the back foot. But his attempts so far, he has just been shut down. Even when hiding behind boxes, they're getting in his face, kind of targeting the Phoenix at the start of rounds.
C9 are just nailing these timings. An investment here toward A long. A double just nano swarm group up. Don't want to see Aegis invest both of them here. Save one in case they do decide to come back later. They just want to get info out of this. They haven't gotten anything thus far. They don't know that the turret's there. Vice is creeping up. He sees it. He shot it. This is going to hurt here. So he's removed that one piece of utility, and then Aegis is going to use the other one. So job well done. And you're going to leave Mitch there to pick up the scraps in case anyone decides to rotate this.
I don't know. Did Tens just ping window? I don't think he saw Finesse transfer into this window position. Tens is going to check it himself, and he will find the kill. Okay, he knew. The rest of the squad slowly working up A, and that is a fantastic flash. Gets 3, but only 1 kill out of it. Calypso, though, comes in to clean up, and Aegis will hold the long A.
I was very concerned that he did not pick up both kills there, but Calypso being there for the trade is massive for them. Tens overhealed, can make a play happen. He's going to hug the dark cover and wrap around the side, but Calypso was wise to that one. And Envy can at least relax for right now, but there's still more work to be done.
A is tough, and they just showed you why. It all started with Caboose in that triple. I thought they were in trouble after Tens found Finesse on the flank, but as the team recommits into A, they run into so much trouble. The flash absolutely stalled out the timing. Then you didn't check your corner from Mitch as he wanted to get in on the action and help his buddies. Aegis played the same corner for 1 minute and 10 seconds that round, and it paid off.
Okay, they are going to be changing it up, and it's because of the run it back. This is the same thing that happened last time, but beforehand, they actually dropped all the way back to spawn. This time, sending some of the players that are going to be going towards C.
Crucial shot connected there by Vice. They've pulled out double ops in the past. Not sure if Mitch has one or if it's all rifle gang, as Vice will be the lone sniper. Finesse playing in his deep corner. Mitch is going to check it.
Oh, no.
And it was just rifles here on C. A big kill on the spike carrier, but a rocket will land as well.
Aegis is managing to get into the site, and no one can handle him here. But the camera, oh, he gets one, but he doesn't get the second one here. Now it's going to be up to Mummy. He's got blades, it gets the kill! There's only 1 player left. Okay, swaps out now.
And they're calling out, he's low, I hit him.
He's trying to go for the bait. He's going to wait, this Cloudburst is going to shift up here, and he gets the kill. Mummy keeps Envy in this matchup. Oh, that was a squeaky bum time there.
Real
Definitely
squeaky.
was.
Was that a 1v3, 1v2? Doesn't matter. The clutch from Mummy. He hit that snipe so fast. Perfect Cloudburst as well. Keeping Relics guessing. Here's a look at it one more time. This was a fast round. Finesse doing some early damage.
I can't believe Finesse didn't die here. It seemed like he was done at that point. And then the camera didn't come out in time for them to get the information. But Mummy, what a clutch.
Just the 1v2, but it's good enough for the 10th round for Envy and keeps them in this game. This is game 3. Loser will stay alive in the tournament, but they'll be playing for their lives in the lower bracket. as they'll match up against Dignitas next.
Envy has so many ults, Puckett. They have to detain, but Caboose is playing really up close here. Does get spotted. All right. So they have vision as to where Caboose is, and they want to try and handle him. Those darn paint shells.
Caboose is going to make the noise as he backs away. Akis has his cover. Everyone surviving. But they traded damage early on. The Phoenix healed back up. The Jet doesn't have those superpowers over on Cloud9. And down goes Mitch. So Mame is starting to connect with these operator shots, and he has been a game changer.
Is this going to be enough, though, to give them 11-10? Calypso, a great angle up top. In case Vice goes into this, I don't think he's going to back out. There's no reason to go into this. You're 4v5, group up, play your advantages here, whatever advantages you have. This trap wire is going to give him a ton of information, though, once they break it. Yeah,
they're setting up the C hit for sure. Paranoia is going to go out. The cross is there, but Mummy finds his second of the round. Here's a third coming through. No rocket on Relics, and he is going to get denied as Finesse is there to trade. Mummy is going to clean up a third, and the final one found in the window. No chance for Cloud9 and no money in the bank, or do they? Let's take a look at the economy here. Envy might have just broke them on a critical round. The UI showing us Phantoms. Do they have all of their gear?
Yeah, well, this was the start of the round, right? What a time for Mame as well. And as soon as he sees that Paranoia, you're feeling really good. Also, a Lear that tends throughout to make a play, but it doesn't connect with anyone because that is, unfortunately, the disadvantage of Lear. They did try and use Lear to shield in that last round, but that's the reason why Mitch got chunked instead of fully died there.
Okay, so no operator available. You can't really challenge Long A the same way you were. So instead, they're going to put up some cover and then try and cross through.
I think they saw this, yeah.
A quick tag from the camera is going to find the player down Long A, but they had no idea of Caboose's position, and he self-flashes at a costly position.
Oh, get out of there, dude! Oh, no! Oh, that is certainly going to cost him. Caboose is kicking himself for that one, but Mame has to get to work here.
Those curveballs just not going around the corner the way he had hoped.
Did not curve. It did not curve.
Okay, it's a 4-on-4. Golden Boy looking at the mini-map. You can see B is kind of where they are ready for a hit from Envy. A lot of times that A start is brought back into the spawn. C has been the last target the last 2 rounds. So you assume they're not going to do it a third, right? That's exactly where Tens is going, and Finesse is going to know as soon as this trap wire goes down, both cages are popped. So every bit of Cypher's kit has been used, and Tens, he's been holding on to this Lear.
They're going to be playing this retake. A big kill from Mame now. FNSC's going to find one, but he actually dies there to Tens. There were 2 players he had to worry about. They swung that at the same time. Now, this is where I think Detain is going to be an advantage. If they use it, they can force him out of this site. Calypso with the first kill, a 2v2. Play this Detain. They're going to go for it right into the garage.
Now there's only one corner you can sit in all the way back right of C. Otherwise, you got to back down long if you want to defend. Tenzo with a critical kill on Akis.
Is he going to be able to get out in time? Is he going to be able to get out in time? He gets out in
dismiss.
time! Oh my word, he gets out. Now it's up to Mame. He's looking around. He's trying to figure out where they're going to be.
Now I think technically Tens did get hit by that. You saw the...
Did it?
The hands drop, but the hands are back up. They're ready to rock, and both players will be coming down at the same time. Where's the second peak? They're just playing every second here, but Mummy with the clutch. Does he have time?
Does he have enough time? No, he doesn't. Cloud9, they did enough to stall. They get match point. Oh, my goodness.
I thought Mummy did it again. But no, Cloud9 knows their timing. That was Shinobi, the in-game leader, who decides we can't risk both peeking at the same time. No collaterals, no risky business with a Phantom spray. Instead, one at a time they go. Tens drops. Shinobi listening.
It was at the perfect time, too, because he was about to get it at half. And because they poked, oh my gosh, what a game.
All right, back on to a Bulldog Guardian buy here for C9. Better weapons in favor of Envy, but they have to win this and force OT. Cloud9 can lock up the series in a spot in our top 3 with a win right now.
Mame tries to go for the poke, but will be punished there, losing some of his HP. Drops back now. All that utility is going to be for Killjoy on the A side. Turret does find a target. Gets some information that a player's inside of a sewer. Now, if they can get a kill, and the player I'm looking for here is Finesse. Neural Theft will thwart this plan for Cloud9. But if you're Envy, you are very frustrated because now your only option is for the OT, and that's just when it becomes a flat-out boxing match.
Calypso has been up top on B, and they will know he's there again with the angle of the dark cover that just came down.
He's going to go for it. The Lear's out too, and he does manage to pick up one kill. He swings over to the back of the site. Cloud9 are looking to be able to end this one here. 4v3 advantage for C9. Relix is going to be on the flank, and he does not get the kill, so that will give them a little bit of an advantage. Aegis manages to pick up one. Now it's going to be a 2v2. His Mummy's going to be circling around. Gets a kill there with the op. It's up to Vice. He has been stupendous so far in this competition. Is this going to be his moment to shine in order to win this game here for Envy, as Vice is going to be circling from the back, but he can't do it. We're going to overtime.
Caboose's kills were the game changer right there. Mummy as well, getting up close with the operator and finding the kill on B that opens it up for both players to run onto site. And then Caboose checking his corners, finds Vice lurking. That should have been a Cloud9 round. That take was so clean, but the punish outside of A, it was crucial. Big plays coming out of Envy. Let's take a look at the attack, though, for Envious. What is the game plan here in overtime? Explain the rules, Golden Boy.
That's right. Win by 2, but you swap sides every round. So it's not like what you would see in CS, where you play a few rounds on one side and play a few rounds on the other. You swap every single round. So it's almost like it's like a different pacing, right? Because you're going from defense to offense and defense to offense, and being able to string together 2-round wins has, in some instances, proven to be quite challenging for some teams. We've seen some godly overtime games.
A quad overtime, including Envy, but they lost that map to T1, so it's redemption time right now.
Yeah, this is familiar territory here for Team Envy, as they will be on the attack. And also, bear in mind, in OT rules, you do not save your ultimate abilities. Everyone starts, I believe, with 3 pips. There you see at the bottom of the screen there. Everyone has 3. So if you manage to get an ult in a round, that's awesome. But it is not going to be the difference maker as it would be in regulation play.
Honestly, I'm just so impressed by both of these teams throughout this matchup. There's been some small mistakes, but overall, Envy looking like a totally different team than the squad that got blown out yesterday. We'll see what they can do as they go to finish out their run. I should say 2 days ago. Envy's going to have to play back-to-back matches, and this one has to be exhausting.
Especially at OT. Kind of regret not eating lunch. Probably should have eaten. We're going to be here for a while. All right, so there's that cam to give him information at C, which will also activate that trap. And Vice playing toward B because Envy have in the past favored this. They're actually just going to send this one straight through. No one's there as well, so they are not going to be all that fearful as they clear the site completely.
Mitch wants to get at least one before they can set up properly, but the shot is just low. The player jumping up on Lumber.
And that is planted for long, too. No one on the flank because they have so many bits of utility watching their flank. That's the advantage of Killjoy. No one can actually push this without them getting intel. So everyone has to retake this. They're all grouped up. One player is going to be hanging out. It's the Paranoia. The Paranoia is what they're waiting for here. And the Lear as well. Mitch does manage to pick up the first kill, but Aegis is there for the return frag against Relics. They are going to be getting onto this site. Calypso is going to get wiped away. Mitch manages to pick up 3 kills here. Now it's going to boil down to this moment where Melme gets a big shot. It's all up to just Mame, the last player left alive. Tens versus Mame. The spike so close to going off here. That dark cover is going to be dissipating in a second, and Mame gets the kill. 3 kills for Mame. He keeps Envy competitive in this one, and with Killjoy in their comp, they're looking good for defense.
I have been waiting for this version of Mame all tournament long. He is turning up. He is clutching up. How many times have we seen him the last man alive or the one finishing off the last 2 kills? He is going to improve to 22 and 15, and here's a look at how it all went down. Mitch threatening with 3 on that retake. Really nice job by the Jet, but it was Mummy with the operator that shut down their hopes.
And the Lear Paranoia tandem, those 2 abilities for a retake are great, but Mame, the X factor in that round. Now, we're going to see this play that happened before. When Caboose did this last, he ended up getting kind of stuffed. Hopefully that doesn't happen for him here again. And the alarm bot will be the thing that gives him that advantage. Taking out Mitch would be big for them.
And there's no operator here.
There it is. Flash.
Caboose can't finish it. He was worried about the second peek coming in. And a nice job by Vice to keep his teammate alive. But that was a very dangerous start here for Cloud9. They did burn some utility. Curveballs are gone. They know the location of 2 players over at A. Previously, they would rotate to C in these scenarios. But Envy, well, they became wise to their strats. We should remind everyone, Envy is on match point right now. If the defense wins, this series is over.
B is completely open. They have players left so they can retake. They haven't used Paranoia either, which will be good for them if they decide to give this B site up.
Mummy versus Tens at Long C. It's not going to happen right away, but eventually you can expect that battle. Meanwhile, the bomb is rotating over to A, and Finesse has been lurking, waiting. He will find the information. Only saw Vice, but heard 2 sets of footsteps. And now the spike instantly going down at B. Calypso finds one in transition.
Okay, so now Mummy's going to be playing outside of this one. Removes the camera as well. Mitch on top of the high ground here. They have to hear these footsteps. Relics with a kill. Vice as well is going to join the fray. Now it's just going to be left up to 2 players here to try and make this one happen. You got Calypso on the outside, but look at this here. Mummy tries to go inside for this, and it is a clean win for Cloud9. They only lose 1 player.
Double it up. Overtime. I'm ready to go again. You need 15 to win this game. The pressure is on, and Cloud9 able to get the pick they needed. Vice with a nice headshot on Finesse kind of gave them all the info they wanted. B was clear. They can put it down. Will they be able to hold on their defensive stand? Again, it's going to be Mitch going to the operator. Remember last time, they kind of just busted out on C, and there was no one on that C site to trade kills or even slow down the plant attempt.
Yeah, and their only real play was to retake from defensive side. Because there was so much utility on the flank that there was just nothing that they could do. Now, though, as we get ready for Envy's attack, if you're just joining us, this has been an incredible series here at Pop Flash. Good news is we got more coming at you in a little bit. I believe, what do we have? Sentinel, Dignitas, right? They're going to play the...
Dig will play loser of this
game, and then we also have the upper bracket finals that will be taking place as well. So the winner of this will take on Sentinels, who have looked god tier in all of their games. I'm Golden Boy along with Puckett. It's been an awesome, awesome day so far. Game started off a little flat, though, Chris, but we've got ourselves something nice here.
I was honestly napping through that first matchup. Everyone was sleeping. It seemed 13-1, 13-4, brutal beatdown coming in. Dignitas kind of got it handed to him, but Sentinels looking better than ever in this event. I think I'm excited to see whoever comes out of this matchup. We've already seen Sentinels versus Envy, so personally, I'm kind of rooting for that Cloud9 matchup in the next round, but I don't care at this point. It's all about who finishes strong here, and both teams have put on a show for us. I think the most important part of this is remembering what Cloud9 did in Game 2. They were down 2-10 at the half and came back, won that one just before OT to force this Game 3. They've had moments of control, but every time Envy ties things up and then comes back to re-steal the lead. We'll see if they can get off to a hot start as Envy is on the attack first now. Relics with the first blood.
That is really, really bad there. That Caboose goes down so quickly. I'm actually kind of shocked that that nade connected. It's not every day that you see that one happen, but hey, stranger things have certainly occurred. Now, with that kill, they actually all decide to rotate around and group up while A is open, but the camera, that's going to be the thing that gives them the nod that they're going to be okay. They can play retake.
Intense is in this position again where he's just lurking outside of the window. He doesn't know where that alarm bot is going to be, so he can't truly come on a flank. Also, the turret is always there watching A's back. The C site heavily defended, though, as everyone is stacked up. It looks like retake is going to be the strategy from C9, and that's exactly what they'll have to do as they hear the spike being planted. The gig is up. Here comes the heavy rotation from the green team.
C9 have the numbers advantage. Also, watch out for Mame, who is a little weak. No one will be coming through the flank, though, as Mame waits on for this one.
And Tens waited for this rotation to trigger the alarm bot.
That's right. That's right.
So that's going to keep at least one player constantly looking on the flank for him.
Yeah, fearful. as they use their numbers to try and swarm here on the point. But Mame can actually get this kill, and he manages to find one there against Relics. As another player is going to fly right in. Calypso meets Mitch right at the ground level, though. Ten's trying to get into the action as he manages to do so successfully, and Cloud9 retake this.
Shinobi with some nice shots. Shout out to Relics. Everyone's like, why would he peek there? Well, it's good. It's good.
Okay, point 21. I was sweating.
Relics goes for the dry peek, and everyone would wonder why you're doing that. You're really just buying an opportunity for Mitch to get out. He's able to escape, get onto the site, and while everyone panics and looks at Mitch, that's exactly when you see the retake opportunity come in from Shinobi and Tens. So good, coordinated retake effort there from C9. They're now on match point. Envy, they've got to hold strong and defend this attack.
As we've highlighted multiple times now, this composition is great, but is it going to be enough for them to win this one as C9 on attack with the triple duelist? They broke down Dignitas when they played them earlier on. The problem with that round 2 was that Caboose died so early, and now they're going to just go and they're going to do the same thing here, but they're not going to give them time to set up. Instead, they're just going to play aggressive in their face, leaving C9 bewildered as to what just took place.
I'll have to see Calypso's kit, but I believe he set up Caboose with that play. The dark cover into the window, both players sprint down mid, and then a paranoia is what led into both of those kills, I believe. So nice, aggressive plays from Envy on the defensive end, taking the fight to their opponents. This round's not over, but you just got to jet a Cypher and the Raze left. Mitch is going to find a crucial headshot. That's the star sniper. Mommy down, and Mitch will connect on a second through Calypso.
Mitch is a madman. What this guy is doing in this game is just nothing short of glorious. He also has an opportunity to tap from this distance. Vice gets the kill. They're so close. It's now just going to be down to Caboose. He's got nothing to work with. He's trying to heal around this, but he can't anymore. He's got to get inside of this site. You got a few players that are going to be very weak. Both satchels have been used, but Mitch has the angle, and C9 get the win. Oh, what a game that was. Cloud9 and Tens just ever the robot, but I respect it, man, because at the point where they were in that game, you are kicking yourself for letting it get that far.
He's like,